So official. Okay, so today is like one of my favorite kinds of workouts because it's all about getting up off the ground, which seems ridiculous, but it's kind of what we're all aspiring to in like 20 more years to just be able to get up off the ground. That's right. So this is the fun part. We get to start on the ground, which we never do. So start off laying down on your back, arms over the head. So when you sit up, everything comes up to this like flat feet on the ground, and then everything folds over to the left, and then you're just gonna repeat that, but now go all the way back down, come up, everything folds over to the right, to the right, to the right.
Oh yeah.
All right, go through 12 of those, so 6 on each side. Sit up, feet flat, and imagine you're trying to get the inside of that knee. So if I'm folding over to the right, it's that inside of the left knee. So I have to push that hip forward, make it into a stretch. It's pretty easy, just like let the hips flop over. If you kind of lean back and twist that hip forward, you'll feel more rotation, more ask out of that hip. I think the music's too quiet now. Turn it down. All right, 12-ish of these. That's good.
Finicky thing.
What?
It's finicky thing.
I know. Well, at first it was like really loud. All right, 12 of those, 6-ish on each side. So we're gonna keep building on this. We're gonna start laying on the back and getting up. These are progressive, meaning each round we're just gonna add more movement to it. All right, when you're done with those 12, I think that's 12. All right, when you're done with those, we're going into laying down on the stomach. So hands are always gonna be by the sides. Toes can be tucked under, so the toes and the ball of the feet are there ready to push you up. For each one, we're going to do like a push-up and then a wide step. Feet back together, and then bring the chest all the way back to the ground. You can bring the hands up off the ground if you want. Otherwise, it's just trying to make it that the body is all the way weighted onto the ground. 12 of these. If 12 full push-ups like that are too hard, you can always go chest, rib cage, hips, knees, and then up into a plank. So kind of just progressively rolling the body up off the ground, and you can do the same thing to go back down. Chin, chest, rib cage, knees, wide step, and then to lower yourself down is the same. Knees, hips, rib cage, chin. You don't actually have to put your chin on the ground if your rug is as clean as ours is. That's where we vacuum it. This is what we get with a long-haired dog and a child. Who's dirtier, the dog or the child? All right, when you're done with those, lay back. So now working on that progression, getting up off the ground from being on your back. Arms over the head, everything sits up, feet are flat, roll, fold over to one side. Now if I folded the legs over the left side, my right arm is gonna come up off the ground and my hips are gonna come up off the ground and make this big arched reach. So you feel this big stretch through the side. And then reverse that movement, knees bent, everything goes back. Sit up, fold right, left hand comes up, arch, up and over. All right, 12 of those, 6 on each side. You're gonna end up doing a lot of sit-ups today. This will feel good. We're all gonna be pros at getting up in like the least efficient way, but at least you can still get up. If you can get up inefficiently, you can probably get up efficiently.
All right.
Training to be grandparents that can get up off the ground with our grandkids. Not quite there yet. Or to play with the dog and get up off the ground.
Or fall down and get up off the ground.
Oh, y'all, Big's backyard is still going on.
Oh my gosh.
They're like hour 70 something.
Wow.
And it's down to 3 men. It was down to 3 men. And I believe two Americans and a Chinese, two American men and a Chinese man. And the man representing China fell on the loop and got disoriented. They said he temporarily was unconscious. Okay. So he lost track of time and missed the cutoff by 30 seconds.
Oh, no.
And was, needless to say, quite emotional. We're doing 2 more? I don't know, we might be doing 14. If you get me talking about something, we could do like 100.
Yeah. Let's do one more.
At least then we'll be even.
How many miles is it right now?
I think they're at 280.
I hope they run 300. They've got some.
Yeah, I think they've already broken the record for how many laps. They call them yards. But then they say I ran 250 yards, but like I ran 250 yards today. Not those kind of yards. Okay, back to these guys. Sorry, distracted. On the belly, hands by the side. Push up, wide step, back leg comes in just to tap next to that foot. Return it to where it came from. Both feet go back. Drop the chest back down to the ground. 12 of those. Push up, wide step, tuck the leg, return, return. Now the photos, if you guys don't already follow, what is his name? Is it Howie Stern Photography? Can't find it. The photographer is doing a really good job taking these very emotional pictures. I talked to our boy Vincent today, the guy who we sent from our race. He said, I'm disappointed that I let you guys down. It's like, actually, you made it into the last 15. That's pretty impressive. Did you live off of gummy worms and Pop-Tarts? Forgot to ask him. Is that 12?
Yeah.
Was it? Okay.
I think so.
All right. When you're done with those, lay on the back. Back to these guys. More versions. All right, so this time, sit up, feet flat. Fold the knees. Come up off the hips onto that hand. You don't have to necessarily do that reach, but now you're gonna take that back leg. So if I fold it over to the left, that's gonna be my right leg. And I'm gonna reach my right leg around and try to drive the hips forward so I'm getting a big stretch. Take the leg back, both knees down, back to neutral, are you better here? And lay back down. So everything goes up, fold over, keep rotating around, and you're trying to bring that back leg around to get a big stretch. Both knees come back down, drop the hips. So make sure you go through all those steps to unwind. Is it easier to see from the side? This is a weird one because I end up facing away from the camera. Taking that back leg, swinging it around, getting a big stretch. Oh, if you can only see the dog hair on my knees. Wow. Back in yesterday. So now it should feel like you're getting front of the hip stretch, bring that leg around, and then stretching up the front of the hip that you're leaving behind you, and getting a big stretch to the obliques. These will eventually all end with us standing up, so. At least you can see where this is going. I want to know, how much sleep have the winners had collectively? Are they sleeping for 3 minutes? The photographer, huh?
How many we did go?
12. I have one more. I think. I don't know. Good. All right, when you're done with 10 or 12-ish of those, roll back over onto the stomach. No one?
That's it.
Okay. All right, back onto the stomach, hands by your side. So you're going into that push up, big step, tuck the leg. This time push up off the hands and come all the way up to neutral. You can keep the leg tucked or have the legs, feet together, whatever you want. Hands are gonna go right back down where they came from. Send that right leg back first, left leg joins it. Slowly lower yourself down, hands come up off the ground, or just at least weight the body onto the ground. Tuck the leg, come all the way up. Vertical spine, shoulders are over the hips. Twelve of these, guys. Oh, do not inhale while you're down.
Yes, yeah.
You got a lot of these. But it's just 30 minutes. It's not 72 hours. According to Walter and Maggie Gutero, I think both dropped out together at hour 43. Can you imagine? That's like only, they're like at the halfway point. It's funny, the photos of the finish, they have like banners hanging down and like staff asleep on the side. It just looks like the race has like, they just all look so tired. You can't even imagine. We did how many hours?
40.
We race directed 40 hours, and we were not okay after that. I was tired. All right, that should be one of your last ones. Is there your last one?
That's not.
All right, when you're done there, lay back onto the back. Last time for these. Arms over the head. Sit up, knees bend. If the legs fold over to the left, bring the hips up. Right leg comes around. And this one's gonna be funky because you're gonna bring both feet together, but keep that left hand down. And remember, it was your left leg you brought in. Stand up. Left hand goes down, left leg comes back down to where it was. Right leg goes behind you, and you come back to neutral, roll back down. So sit up, fold over to the right, swing your left leg around, and I bring both feet in together, leave your right hand down, stand up, right hand goes down, right leg goes back first, knee goes down, left leg comes back behind you, and then drop the hips. You kind of have to, it's a weird combination because there is a faster way to go down. Fold over to the left, hips up, right leg swings around, feet come together, left hand comes up, stand up, and then unwind that. If your left hand's going down, it's always your left leg going back, and then try to get both knees down as quickly as you can. Feet flat, hips down, overhead. Sit up, fold over, swing the leg around, both feet together, stand up. If the right hand goes down, the right leg goes back first. Left knee swings back. That make more sense?
Yep.
Once you've done it for you.
Hello.
Two more?
Sure.
Now next time you're on the ground playing the board game, you're gonna be like, "Ooh, watch this fancy win out here." I'm so filthy for this. Our dog chewed up a Skip-Bo deck of cards, and I feel like I have little pieces of Skip-Bo cards on me.
He probably did.
Probably do. All right, so back to these, down onto the chest last time. This is just gonna be a little different. So we're gonna go from here, toes are tucked under, push up, knees tuck, hips go back, straighten out the legs, hips and chest, everything come back down. Push up, knee tuck, straighten the legs, drop the chest. Push up, knee tuck, go through 10 of these. Last push-ups, promise. Give the ground all the way to the chest. And then flip back over onto your back. Just going into basically the opposite of what you just did. Gravity's pulling from the other direction, arms up. Rather than coming in and putting the feet flat, tuck the knees up to the chest into this tight little ball. Everything extends. Ramona. Nice job, 10 of these. Ramona has to jet early. She has a good excuse. Actually, I don't know what it is, but it's gotta be good. Nice job. 10. All right, when you're done there, flip back over onto stomach down, but arms are gonna be straight. Knees are gonna be bent, right? So we're gonna go left leg back, right arm up, and then switch. So it's not fast, it's just enough to the point where you could get to a second of pause. And imagine your spine can't move spots. You're doing 10 on each side, 20 total. Knees are bent, so ideally knees are right below the hips.
Is it 10 total?
20 total, 10 on each side. You get a lot of these. Take your time, go slow, which only makes it harder. When you're done with those, walk the hands back to the feet and walk the feet super wide. So whenever you're done with those 20, you're going into this wide step, hinged over from the hips. Just bend the right knee, bend the left knee. Hands stay down the ground. When you're done with those, keep the legs straight. Walk the hands over to the right leg, twist. Walk the hands around over to the left foot, twist. Do 5 of these each way, 10 total. So legs aren't moving, they're just getting a big stretch. 5 each way, 10 total. Nice job. When you're done with those 10, 5 each way, just hang here in the middle. If you can, hands on the elbows, and just little shift right to left. So we're doing one last big hamstring stretch, 5 each way. When you're done there, hands on the ground, walk the feet in. Okay, so from the side, you're here, hinged over. It doesn't matter if the knees are a little bit bent or even if the hands aren't all the way on the ground. You're bending the knees and taking the arms straight out. And then coming back up, hips up, hands down. Go through 6 of those. Bend the knees, arms go forward. Straighten out the legs, hands come down. If you hate these, we're only doing 6. A lot of this is Achilles mobility. All right, from there, go one hand down, one arm straight up, eyes go up to the ceiling, and then both hands down, slowly switch. Three on each side, 6 total. When you're done there, bend the knees, slowly roll up. Head's the last thing to come up. You can be very lightheaded because the head's been below the heart for a little while. Ooh. Okay, with a split stance, oh yeah, so you can see our heads, because why not? We're not on the ground anymore. Okay, so split stance, one foot is back behind you. This is the leg we're focusing on. So fold that back leg over like you're trying to bring the top of the foot down to the ground. And then flip that back foot over, drive the heel down and bend the knee. So big fold over, top of the foot comes down to the ground, flip over, heel goes down. Do 5 of those each way. It should feel like you're just getting a big stretch of the top, like all those ligaments. And then a big stretch through the calf. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Good, same idea. Back leg is the one we're focusing on, back foot. Flip the foot over. Top of the foot stretches out. Drive the heel down. Bend the knees, stretch. Top of the foot stretches. Calf and Achilles stretch. Go through 5 of those on each side. Each direction. And we're gonna do one more like quad kind of stretch thing, and then that's it, you guys are done. So the old school, old fashioned, grab one foot back behind your back. So just grab onto that toe if you can. We're gonna bend the standing knee and pull this leg back. So go through 5 of those. You're just going to bend the knee, pull the foot back. And then drive that same knee up to the chest. Pull that knee up to the chest and then kind of let it come back down. Pull the knee up to the chest, let it come back down. Go through 5 of those. So trying to get that maximum range of motion in both directions. Woo, why is that so hard? All right, same thing on the other side. So grab that foot that's back behind you. When you bend the standing knee, pull that leg back. Let it go and you come back up to neutral. 5 of those. It should feel like a big stretch through the quad. And then last thing, tuck that knee up to the chest. Just pull it up as far as you can, and then you're going back to neutral. Pull the knee up to the chest, back to neutral. I have to find something to look at. All right, 5 of those, and then you're done. Masters of getting up off the ground. Well done, guys. Thanks for coming.
Good night, and thank you.
Amy and Amy, look, perfect attendance. JJ does not look like Amy, though. Bye, guys. Good to see you.